here we are going to see some of the Python programs here. The first program is Python program to find a minimum element in a list. To find the minimum element in a list, here I am using a function called as min function, and this is a predefined function. So here you can see hash main program. So in that point only my main program starts here, and hash main program is the command line, and below this I am defining a list called as the my underscore list, and the 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, 5 and 3, 5, and these are all the elements in a list. Always the elements in a list are indicated with a square bracket, and the name of the list here it is called as the my underscore list here. I am passing that my underscore list through a function called as the find underscore minimum function. So once I pass this, it will call the function, that is find underscore minimum function. Already I have defined a function through the def keyword, that is def find underscore minimum of input list, and here I am passing the entire my list here, and that my list will be assigned to the input underscore list. And this, once I pass this my underscore list here, and this argument here it is called as the actual argument, and once it is assigned to the input list, that is called as the formal argument here. So the actual argument means the values which you exactly pass through the function, it is called as the actual argument, and values which is defined or the variables which is defined inside the function definition here, it is called as the formal arguments here. And here inside the find underscore minimum, if not input underscore list, what is the content in input underscore list? Whatever the things that is in my underscore list, the same will be assigned to the input underscore list here once I call the function. So if not input underscore list, that is if the list is empty, it will return an empty list. Otherwise it will find the minimum element in a list through the min function, that is min of input underscore list. So what is the minimum element in a list here? 3, 1, 4, among all the elements 1 is the minimum element, and it will return the minimum element by using the predefined function called as a min function, and that value will be assigned to minimum underscore value, and finally I am going to return the minimum underscore value. And here again the main program will continue here through the printf statement, that is I am going to print the minimum value in a list through the minimum underscore value. And the second program is also the same program, that is finding the minimum element in a list, but here I am using the concept called as a slicing concept here. Without the predefined function main function, I am using the concept called as a slicing concept here. So here also my list name it is called as my underscore list here, and these are all the list elements here. I am calling a function called as find underscore minimum function, and I am passing the entire my list as the actual argument, and that will be defined to the that will be assigned to the formal argument here. And here if not the input list, here also I am checking for the empty element in a list. If it is an empty element in a list, it will return the none value. Otherwise what it will do means it will take the first element in a list, that is the input list of 0. It is whatever the content in my list, so that will be assigned to the input underscore list. So input list of input underscore list of 0 means the first element in a list. So 0 that is the list index starts with 0 here. So in 0th index, what is the value here? 3. So that 3 will be assigned as a minimum value, and after that I am using a for loop here. So inside that for loop I am using the slicing concept, that is a 1 colon. 1 is the starting point and till the end of the list. That is what is the concept of 1 in the sense, that is it will start with the first list index, that is the 0th list index it contains a 3, the first list index it contains 1. So here I am comparing, inside the for loop I am comparing if element is less than the minimum underscore value. So what is the element value here? What is the element value in the sense, that is what is the first element in a list here, that is 1 is the first element in a list, 0th element is 3, the first element it is 1 here. So 1 is compared with the 3 here. Is 1 is less than 3? Yes, the condition is true means then that element will be taken as the minimum value. Otherwise what it will do, again it will go for the second element in a list. So what is the second element in a list here? 4. So here again the 1 is changed as a minimum value. Now 1 is the minimum value. Now 4 is the element value here. So the 4 is compared with the minimum value here, and the process will be continuing until the end of the list here. So why I am using the slicing concept as 1 colon, in the sense already the list index 0 is taken as a minimum value here initially, and that through that minimum value I am comparing all the elements in a list, and then I am swapping it. So till the, so after inside the for loop only I am using the 1 colon, that is a slicing concept here, and finally it will return the minimum value, and that minimum value will be printed at the printed in the main program here. And this is the another program for the simple calculator here. So here I am using the 3 variables here. One is num1 and another one is operator and another one is num2, and num1 and num2 are the floating point data type. So here I am explicitly we cannot define a data type here, and through the input keyword I am entering the first number here, and whatever the number which I get, it is converted into float and it is assigned to num1 variable. And through the input keyword I am entering the operator here, and whatever the operators I am getting here, so that will be assigned to the operator. By default it will be the string data type, so I have not defined any data type here. So and next one is I am getting the num2 value, that is through the input keyword I am getting the num2 value, and then I am converting it into float, that is a num1 and num2 are the 2 variables. We are going to do a simple calculator using these 2 variables only, and these are all the operators: plus for addition, minus for subtraction, asterisk for multiplication, and slash for division here. Inside the if statement, if operator is equivalent to plus means it will add the num1 and num2 value, and then it will store the final result in the result variable. If the operator is minus means then it will subtract the num1 minus num1 minus num2, that is from num1 it will subtract the num2, and the result will be stored in result variable here. If the operator is asterisk means it will multiply the num1 and num2 value, and then it will store the result here. If the operator is slash means, so what it will do means it will do the division here. So before doing the division we will be checking with the numerator and denominator. If the denominator is 0 or not, we will be checking it. So what is the denominator value here? That is num2 is a denominator value. If num2 is not equivalent to 0 only, then what it will do? It will divide num1 and num2 and it will return the quotient value. It won't return the remainder value, it will return the quotient value. Else what it will do? It will print the cannot divide by 0. If the denominator is 0, that is if num2 is equivalent to 0 means automatically it will go to cannot divide by 0. So else what are all the other operators which you are entering it? If for example if you enter modulo operator or any other operator, it will print as the invalid operator. That is through the if statement I am checking the if the operator is plus, through the elif statement I am checking the operator is minus, and similarly asterisk and slash. So finally if all the statements are false, that is if before the statements are false means then it will go to the else part, that is invalid operator, and finally I will be printing the result here. Thank you.